Hello everyone, I hope everyone is doing good and taking good care of themselves. So today I'm going to talk about why going no contact with your narcissistic parent is not enough. And before I get going, I would request you all to like, share, subscribe the channel, hit the notification bell so you guys are updated whenever we put out a new content. So let us briefly understand who these narcissistic parents are. Narcissistic parents are those narcissistic individuals who want to have permanent source of supply, and the best way to have such kind of supply sources is to use your procreation ability, yeah, and make babies and have children, yeah, because children are not going to leave you. In rare cases they leave the parent, yeah, when things become very difficult and challenging and unbearable, only then kids go no contact. But otherwise kids are easy to manipulate, and you get to groom them since childhood. And if you are grooming the child since childhood, there is very less chance of that child going off hook. Yeah, there is very less chance of that child leaving you, yeah, because you are systematically conditioning and brainwashing the child into forever complying to your needs, wants and requirements, yeah, betraying his authenticity, betraying their own needs, and prioritizing your needs, wants and requirement. So kids are easy to mold, and when you start the conditioning from childhood, it's next to impossible, yeah, for these kids to outgrow you, or go off hook, or go no contact. It's very difficult. And I mean, according to me, with my experience, I personally feel uh, only 20% of the survivors of narcissistic abuse are able to go no contact successfully, whether it is their spouse or it's their narcissistic parent. Yeah, not all of us have that capacity, have that strength, or are lucky to walk the path of no contact, yeah, because it's very complicated. It's not easy to just go no contact, yeah. Narcissistic individuals are going to erode your self-esteem, self-worth, self-respect, and they will never let your identity, your unique identity develop, yeah. And they do this because they really don't want you to become independent. They don't want you to grow up to be a healthy individual. They want you to be dysfunctional and forever dependent on them, whether it is for money or for emotional validation or something or the other. They just don't want you to become 100% independent and become your unique self, yeah, embrace your authentic self. They don't train you to walk that path. They train you to walk the path where you keep betraying your own self and keep serving the narcissistic parent. So yes, narcissistic individuals don't start family for altruistic reasons. Healthy parents start family for altruistic reasons. Healthy parents do the best they can for their children. Healthy parents don't gaslight, don't manipulate, don't exploit, and don't abuse their children under the guise of love, care, protection, affection. They don't do all of this shit. Yeah, narcissistic parents do all of these shit, and they present it, or you can say they package all of the abuse and exploitation as care, concern. Well, I care for you, I love you, I'm concerned about you, that's the reason I'm doing this. I am hitting you, abusing you and criticizing you and embarrassing you because I want to toughen you up for the bad world that is out there, yeah. So narcissistic parents have their own unique way. Plus we know narcissistic individuals don't exist alone. They build an ecosystem around themselves, and that's how they are enabled and emboldened for life, yeah. And in general, if we see society is very much into supporting and encouraging and rewarding narcissistic individuals, and that's how narcissistic traits have been I would say normalized to such an extent that a parent abusing and beating up a child is not bad, Yeah, it's all, you know, disciplining, and it's all doing for the greater good for the child. But when the same thing is replicated by the child, when the child, you know, does the same mistreatment with the narcissistic parent or the toxic parent, then it becomes a headline. Yeah, then it becomes a news. No, kids cannot hit their parents, but parents can hit their kid, because they have brought the child in this world, and they have got all the rights and authority to hit the child, mistreat the child, abuse the child left and right, and that's it. Yeah, so in society, I would say, you know, it has been appropriated. Yeah, I mean, just one way stuff. Yeah, parents can abuse their children under the guise of love, care, protection, affection, but kids cannot do that. Yeah, kids cannot reply, kids cannot resist, kids cannot, you know, go no contact. Yeah, all of that is, you know, seen as a bad thing. You cannot, you know, say no to your parent. That's bad, you're being an ungrateful child. And you know, that's how things are, whether you look at different culture, religion, different society. You know, narcissistic traits and narcissistic behavior has been normalized to such an extent that it almost looks and feels like normal. Yeah, it's absolutely okay to beat the crap out of your child. Yeah, because you're the mother and you have the right and you can discipline the child. It's absolutely okay to, you know, guilt trip the child. Yeah, because you're doing it for the kids greater good. Yeah, they have their own theories and logic to back up, you know, the bullshit they do with their children. Now, coming to the reasons why just going no contact is not enough for you. The first reason is, you know, emotional healing takes time. You have been broken, you know, beyond your imagination. Yeah, on a physical, emotional, and psychological level. So repairing all of that takes time. By just going no contact, you are not a new person. Yeah, after going no contact, it took me, you know, over 10 years, yeah, to, you know, patch myself up, you know, redevelop, you know, sense of self, redevelop self-esteem, self-worth. And you know, all of these, you know, low self-esteem, you know, anxiety, trust issue, all of these are, you know, I would say, deep rooted issues. When you are raised by narcissistic parents, these are your default setting. Yeah, that's how you operate and function. So by just going no contact, you know, nothing really changes. You're just not communicating with the narcissistic parent, or you're not allowing the narcissistic parent to, you know, come into your life and again, you know, ruin you. But you know, you need to change those default settings. Yeah, I had a lot of, you know, self-esteem issues. I had anxiety, depression. I had, you know, trust issues. I was not into self-care. I always prioritized the others, and I always kept betraying my own self. I was always into shape-shifting. I was, you know, always into serving the people, somewhat like a people pleaser. So, you know, I had to, you know, unlearn a lot of things. Yeah. So, you know, emotional healing takes time. It's not easy. Yeah, that you go no contact and, you know, there is a newer version of Sarah out there. Yeah, no, it doesn't happen that way. It takes time. So yes, emotional healing takes time. And you know, you have to give time. Yeah, by just going no contact, okay, you have closed the door to all that abuse, manipulation, gaslighting, and mistreatment, but you have to do a lot of work on the inside. The other reason why going no contact with your narcissistic parent is not enough is because of, you know, triggers and past memories that persist. So, you know, even without the direct contact, memories and triggers associated with past abuse can continue, you know, to affect your mental health. So, you know, it is very essential to, you know, regularly work, you know, through these memories. Yeah, it's not that you wake up and, you know, you have forgotten everything, all the triggers have vanished and you are a new person. No, you have to navigate, you have to work your way through all these, you know, memories and triggers. And that is where, you know, you need a therapist. Yeah, a therapist is going to help you navigate all those memories and those trigger points. Yeah, so, you know, it takes time. By just going no contact, you know, things don't change. Yeah, some memories keep haunting you. There are some triggers. Yeah, so when you know, see or feel or hear something similar to those triggers, you automatically get into that, you know, fight and flight mode, and as a result of which, we keep replicating the same thing again and again and again, even though we have gone no contact. But still we are getting bothered with the things which we shouldn't get bothered with. Yeah. So yes, triggers and past memories are something that you need to work on, and the best way to navigate these issues is with the help of a therapist. The other reason why going no contact with your narcissistic parent is not enough is because of that narcissistic abuse. Your other relationships are also impacted. Yeah. So the influence of narcissistic parents can extend onto the other relationships. Yeah, making it very difficult to establish healthy dynamics. Yeah, either you overdo things or you react in a manner that you're not supposed to. Yeah, because of your past conditioning, brainwashing, and the way how you used to feel about things when you were with your narcissistic family, when you were ruled and tormented by your narcissistic parent. So we need to recognize all of these dysfunctionalities, and we need to get rid of the old pattern. Yeah, and only then we are able to build healthy relationships. Yeah. So enduring or experiencing narcissistic abuse, especially by your narcissistic parent, affects the way how you look at things. It also impacts the kind of relationship that you build, or the kind of input that you put into relationship. Yeah, sometimes you do things which you are not supposed to do, and that is because you were trained and conditioned to do more and more and more and seek validation. Yeah, unhealthy codependency, having a lot of unrealistic expectations, expecting your partner to be a mind reader, yeah, and know everything that is running in your head. So when we are raised by narcissistic parents, the way how we perceive things, the way how we feel about things, everything is distorted, and it is all distorted you know to suit the needs, wants, and requirement of the narcissistic parents. We are gaslit to such an extent that we learn to shape shift. Yeah, let me be the version that serves my mother, let me be the version that serves my father, and that's how I can have some crumbs, which we often misunderstand for love. Yeah, all of that love, affection, it's nothing more than breadcrumbs. You're never going to get the entire loaf of bread. Yeah. So narcissistic parents really distort the way how you look at things, the way how you perceive, and the way how you feel about things, and as a result of which it's embedded inside of us on a subconscious level, that I need to do this in order to be relevant, I need to do this in order to secure this relationship. And and not everyone is a narcissistic individual. So others might not like all of these things, these people pleasing tendencies, being extremely needy and clingy, and overdoing things, over apologizing, oversharing information. you know um, People really don't like that. Healthy individuals don't like that. Healthy individuals want regulated individuals. Healthy individuals don't want to be surrounded by toxic, dysfunctional individuals. But when we are raised by narcissistic parents, we are groomed and brainwashed into becoming a dysfunctional version of ourselves. Yeah, we are not allowed to be our authentic version. We are not allowed to be a sane, healthy, regulated version. Yeah. And they do this with constant drama, guilt tripping, triangulating things, silent treatment, withholding love and affection. So yes, narcissistic parents and the kind of treatment they give to their children does impact and affect the kids relationship with the others. Yeah, so we need to work on those areas as well. So the other reason why going no contact with your narcissistic parent may not be enough is because of legal and financial ties. So you might go no contact, but there might be some financial obligation, or you might not be financially independent, or you might be financially dependent on them, or you might have some financial setup where they are also involved and you are also involved. So it's not easy that you go no contact and boom, your new version is out there. No, it's not easy. So legal and financial ties are also one of the areas that you need to work on. And this includes maybe family business, inheritance, shared property, bank account. Yeah, I mean, it can be anything. So you need to reach out to some legal support, or such institutions that can offer support to you. I mean, where they can help you carefully manage and have this legal intervention into getting things separated, and getting what is yours. And that's how you'll be able to navigate these issues. Otherwise you are effed up. Yeah, I hope you understand. So it's not easy. Yeah, I mean, just going no contact is not easy. There are other areas that you need to work on as well. And the last reason why going no contact with your narcissistic parent is not enough is the need for support networks and support groups and supportive individuals. So when you decide to go no contact, you need to have a group, a community, or a good friend, or a partner, or a lover who's healthy, who's regulated, and who can be there, yeah, to comfort you, to help you, and to counsel you. You cannot be surrounded by dysfunctional individuals and then opt for going no contact, because then things will be even more chaotic. As humans, we really don't take emotional isolation so well. Yeah, we like being surrounded by individuals who love us, who care for us, and that's how we feel good. So when we are going no contact with narcissistic parent, we need to have a backup, yeah, where we can fall back, where we can go back and recharge and seek a refuge and sanctuary. I mean, emotional refuge and sanctuary. So you need to have a group, a support group, a community, good set of friends, or I mean your partner, your lover, I mean someone who's healthy, who's regulated, and who is there to honor your decision, and who's there through thick and thin. Someone who respects you the way you are, someone who doesn't imposes his or her ideas and opinion onto you, and someone who just encourages you to be your authentic self. You need such kind of individuals around you when you go no contact, because if you are emotionally isolated, if you're all by yourself alone, and you're surrounded by toxic dysfunctional individuals, and then you go no contact with your narcissistic parent, you might get into a lot of problems, addiction problem, you might get into substance abuse, you might engage in self-harm. It pans out in a lot of different ways. Yeah, so it's very essential to have a support network around you when you go no contact with your narcissistic parents. So yes, this was it. In case if you would like to add in something, you can always comment below. Till then, take care of yourself. Lots of love and blessings to all of you. Bye.